What's going on, all my riders and gliders? I got another video here, guys, showcasing the KEMIMOTO rack for the Honda Navi. Let's unbox it. All right, here we go. So first impressions, we got to put it together. So I know the OEM rack that you get from Honda, you don't have to put together. So that's just a quick comparison there. So this is actually made of steel. And it feels very, very rigid. It doesn't feel like cheap aluminum that you could actually bend. So that's nice. Same with the brackets here. Very nice, made of the same material. Looking at the finish, I do see some nicks and, you know, little scrapes underneath the rack. I don't see anything that you would actually see when you install it. So I guess that's a plus and minus, right? Minus that it does have nicks, but a plus that it's not on the actual outside. All right, so let's get this put together and then we can actually compare it to the OEM Honda rack. All right, guys, so we're gonna put this bracket together here. Came with the four of these bolts here, and then we got the nuts. So let's get to it. We are going to need a 13mm socket here. So let's go ahead and throw these in. Okay. It looks like we're going to need an Allen key. That way when we're wrenching this down to tighten it, we can hold this in place. All right, so let's get these tightened here. I'm a little extra today. I got the electric ratchet. But you can definitely do this with the hand ratchet. If you do have an electric ratchet, go nice and easy. Don't want to strip anything. All right, so here we are. The rack is assembled here. I will say I would like to see these at least color match the actual rack. That way it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. That's just one gripe I have about this is if they can color match it, that'd be great. But it feels nice and sturdy. So let's get the OEM rack so that we can compare it. All right, so before we remove the OEM rack, I want you to take a look at how it looks on the actual bike. All right, guys, so here is the OEM rack here. Fit and finish is good, which you would expect from Honda. The weight capacity on the rack is 3 kilograms, which is about 6.5 pounds. That is the weight capacity. Now, the biggest thing about this is it's got a small platform. It's very tiny. Let's bring the KEMIMOTO in. Here we go. So, as you can see, the KEMIMOTO has a bigger platform. The weight capacity on this is 12 pounds. So you're getting close to double the weight capacity than the OEM rack. So comparing it bracket to bracket, right, where you install it, KEMIMOTO does stick out further, as you can see there. So the larger base would be good if you have bigger cargo. All right, guys, now that we have this assembled, let's go ahead and throw it on the Honda Navi to see what it looks like. We do have the brackets that came with the KEMIMOTO rack here. So we're gonna throw these on to install the rack. You're going to use the same bolts that your Honda Navi already has here, which are 12mm socket size. So let's put this on. So immediately I can see that this rack doesn't sit flush with the bracket. Look at that. All right, so you see this plastic is hitting here. So this needed to be angled more up. I feel that way it sits in flush. Like right now, I feel like I'm forcing this plastic down. So I would, recommend them work on the angles here, because they are not completely right, which makes it difficult to put this bolt in. Stand by. Okay, so I started it with my fingers on that one. Let's see if I can get this right side started. Again, I have to push this down, which in turn is pushing my plastic down. It's pushing this down here. So we'll go through it. We'll just be careful to not tighten it too tight right now. Don't want to break my plastic. Let's tighten these up a little bit. Be very careful when you're tightening it with the electric ratchet. There we go. Now I will say, once you do tighten it down, it lifts the whole rack up some, which puts a little bit less stress on the plastic. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay, so once you tighten these down, it does lift this whole piece up where it's not really riding on that plastic anymore. As you can see there. So at first, I thought this was going to be a completely botched job. But as you can see there, kind of, you do have a gap from that plastic right there. So tightening it down does bring it up some. So that's good. That's really good to know. We got the rack on here. That's how we're looking. The nice thing about this, again, is that it has a wider base here. Instead of a 6-pack, you get a 12-pack to go, right? Am I right? But also, I've seen people put crate baskets on their Navi, whenever they want to get more groceries or anything. So this is actually going to be wider for that. So let's put a crate on here just to show you how it looks. All right, so I got a crate of all my moto stuff. All right, so I mean, everything is on it. So you do free up some space here because normally it would be about right here, you know, and then it probably, you'd be using some of your seat here, you know, which makes it a little bit less comfortable for you. So by having this rack, throw this further back here, more room, more comfort, and again, more weight capacity. So that's a good thing. One other benefit by having the KEMIMOTO rack than the actual OEM rack that Honda has is you could throw a gas tank on here. It has an adapter here, so you can throw a gas tank and roll with it. So I know a lot of us know that the Honda Navi doesn't have the biggest gas tank, and people ride around with that gas bottle. With this, you throw this guy on here. All right, and here we got the gas tank on the rack here. So it is attached to the rack, so it's not going anywhere. We got the 1.3 gallon gas tank for the long haul. All right, so now that you have this here, obviously you can't put any tail bags on here or crates, but you do have the storage compartment. And if you got the KEMIMOTO bag, you still have a bag for the Honda Navi. So that's good. So this, to me, is one of the biggest benefits of having this actual rack. You can throw this gas tank on there, you know, and you can take it off, you know, it's got this bad boy where you can just pop it off. And be out. One thing I will point out here is that KEMIMOTO doesn't specify what kind of gas tank adapter that you need or what gas tank fits properly on here. So the only thing I would recommend is that they either, one, make a gas tank specifically for the rack so that you can purchase in addition to it, or recommend what kind of adapter style you need. So this one, I kind of just winged it, and I picked something from Amazon that I thought might work, but some clear direction would be very beneficial. All right, guys, so that is my 2 cents on the KEMIMOTO rack here. If you're interested in it, I'm going to have a link in the description for you guys. It is $91 currently on Amazon. So go ahead and check it out. Look at the additional details on it. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you find it very helpful, go ahead and give it a like. Share with any fellow Navi riders. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.